Hey gang, welcome to J&M Sales, where we walk through different stores and see what's going on with prices. So today we're in Savers and we want to do a walk around and see what Savers has to offer. Take a look at their prices and get some ideas if it's worth it or not at this time, because everything is going crazy, as you know, and prices are actually out of their mind. So for the most part, any thrift store, Savers, Goodwill, whatever, a lot of the things you're going to see here are pretty much junk. So just be very careful if you're looking to flip and just make some money. You got to really do your research, take your time, look, and see what the prices are. A lot of times you'll see things like $3.50. It's worth like $10. Time you get done paying your fees and shipping, you make $3. So for $3 it's not always worth it. You have to kind of be careful and weigh the different options as far as that's concerned. So I went to the Savers here locally in my area, and I go from different stores every week. I'm going to try to go to a different thrift store and show you a little bit what they have and give you some ideas. So subscribe to the channel and you'll see different videos as we come across them and as we produce them. And I want to get them out there just to show you. I've been in the business for a very long time flipping, and I just want to show you a little bit about what is out there. And most of the time it's pretty much garbage. So don't get caught up in the garbage, okay, guys? Like these cameras here have almost no value. They're really not worth anything except for nostalgic look, vintage kind of cool camera, somebody looking for, you can see it's a mess. If it was like a buck at a yard sale, absolutely. $7.50, $8, $10, absolutely not. Unless you want it for yourself. So that's kind of how that works. So there's so much stuff in Savers. If you've never been to a Savers, it's very organized and it's very nicely done. And everything's in certain sections and everything is priced fairly most of the time. It depends on the managers. Now, hit this clock here. I thought this is a really good clock, right? This is a New England clock company. I took a good look at it, and unfortunately, it is not a mechanical clock. If that was a mechanical clock, that's a $200 clock. But it's battery operated, not worth much. It's all scuffed. They wanted $15 for it, so as far as I was concerned, it wasn't worth it. But if you see those in the wild at a yard sale for a couple bucks, definitely buy them. Definitely worth it. Even if you take them apart and sell them as parts, I do that all the time. You can make a lot of money on parts. So let's look through here. So we have the section, and everything's in sections. So this was like stuck in another clock here. This is the decent clock, $6. Howard Miller. If it does work, it's missing the back. If that did work, that's a $20 clock. So if you get it at a yard sale for 50 cents or $1, there's some margins there. If you pay 16, you get 18, whatever. I looked this up recently. This is a $20 pineapple. You pay $8. There's no money to be made there. So you've got to really be careful and not get caught up in that realm of, okay, well, I'm going to make some money on this, because there's not a lot of money to be made, because eBay is so large that stuff is everywhere. So you got to realize that it's not just local, it's global. So that's really how it works. So that's kind of how you have to look at it. Take your time, look around, and see what they have here. So this knife block, they always talk about blocks, 6-star. It definitely has a sale here, $44. Someone took an offer, and someone got $30 plus $57 shipping. That's not terrible. That was $6. So you can make some money with that. Stay tuned, watch the whole video, and I got some different examples where you can make some money and where you can't make money. So for the most part, 99% of the things here are pretty much junk. You don't want to buy them. Guitar Hero drumsticks, I don't know, $5. I mean, maybe for 50 cents, you might get $6, $7 for them. There's just not a lot of margins left. A lot of these thrift stores have gotten smart over the years and in making it a lot harder for us. So if you ever been to Savers, they have a board. We call these the bagged items. And sometimes you can get some really good stuff in here. Honestly, I've gotten some $1,500 items for like $1 or $2, because they don't know everything. And that's what you're banking on. If they can't know everything, it's impossible. There's just too many things out there. So here's some different things here. Most of these things here are junk, but you never know. They have bagged of doll stuff, they have Beanie Babies, they have so much stuff, and everything's organized and categorized, which is really, really nice. So most mugs really, and years ago, mugs were really good, maybe 6, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, everybody was buying mugs. Now, not so much. So I would stay away from mugs. You have to pack them, ship them, they're breakable, and they're expensive. They want $2, $3 sometimes for some of these mugs, and it's just not worth it. So stay away from mugs, stay away from glassware. Most of these things are everywhere. There are some exceptions, of course, when you come across specific items. So, but all this glassware, carnival glass, milk glass, pressed glass, all that stuff, I would stay away from it, honestly. This glass here is like, I don't know, $5. I can't read it, but that's like maybe $8. The pickle dish. I mean, if you can find a really cool vintage, like cigarette dish, something like that, an ashtray, okay, maybe. But for the most part, stay away from this whole section. I mean, you can look through them if you want to. Some people do collect specific glassware, so you have to really know what you're doing. But for the most part, for a newbie or starting out, stay away from it. Mostly junk. As you can see here, $7.99. I don't think it's worth $5. Time you get done selling that stuff, you make no money. So this is kind of cool. It's a little coconut guy here. This might be okay. Did I see a price on this? I'm trying to think because I was walking around the store. Yeah, it might be a price on this. I think it was like $5. It might be worth like $10. That's okay. I like clocks personally. I'm a clock collector, but most of the things here are just junk here. $10.99 for an old, I mean, just ridiculous. These routers, modems, it's just too much money. I looked this up a few minutes ago. Never sold. I went at Worth Point. Nothing. That's like 10 years history, 15 years, zero sales. They wanted $10.99. Somebody's trying to get $75 for it. I haven't seen a sale yet, so you got to use your tools. Use Worth Point. Use all the tools available on eBay. It gives you so much information. You really need to use it. Terapeak up to 2 years now. So you get 2 years of research, which is really good. That's really kind of relevant. You can see all that. I stay away from old printers. I stay away from a lot of things unless it's boxed and new. Cool radios are really cool now, right? The old vintage radios, if you can find them in good condition, those are good. You can make some money on those. But for the majority of these things, stay away. Bad. So you guys have any questions or comments, leave down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying some of my videos. I'm trying to just bring some information, some knowledge to you. I've been doing this for like 25 years now, and I'm just trying to give you some information. Things trend, change all the time. They have a wall of art. You really have to know your art. Use Google Lens. That's a real tip for you. Use Google Lens. It shows you everything. It gives you all the information you need. This is a cool picture, right? But what do they want? $40. Forget it. Maybe it's worth $40. I mean, they're just killing the middleman, and then the people who really can't afford things really won't buy it. So they're really hurting themselves. This is another, looks like a paint by numbers, a vintage one. I kind of think it is. I'm not sure. But I'd stay away from it. Again, $8. I mean, tell me, pack it up, ship it. I mean, shipping has gone through the roof. If you do any kind of shipping at all, let me know. Leave some comments down below, guys. If you do some shipping, let me know. I know everything is going crazy. Leave some comments down below. It really would help me out. Leave some likes and some shares for this video because I'm trying to grow this channel and help you make some decisions when you're shopping. Stay away from some appliances, certain things like old toasters. Stay away from that. Some old vintage Cuisinart stuff could be good. Depends on what it is. Food processors are really good. But for the most part, stay away. You can see here this is an Amazon cell phone desanitizer or whatever it is. I don't know. No power supply. They're crazy. They want to get so much money for some of these things. Some thrift stores are out of their mind. So if you see some of my other look at my other Goodwill one, watch that one. You won't believe the prices they're charging for junk. They're out of their mind. I'm serious. Here's USA, it says, right? That's plastic. If that was vintage, it'd be tin. It'd be metal. It'd be decent. It's garbage. So you got to be very careful, guys. Just because you see something that looks good doesn't mean it's good. Okay, music, another whole category by itself. We know a lot of guys online who do a lot of music, and they do really, really well. But you have to take your time and really work the section. You can stay there for an hour and research and research and research. You need a smartphone, really know your stuff, and then you can make maybe some money, but you really got to be there all the time because I see guys in there all the time grabbing stuff all the time. This record here was brand new. I used Google Lens. I brought it up. It's like an $8 album. They want $2 for it. So what am I going to make on it? Nothing. It's not going to make any money. So you got to really know your stuff, and you have to take your time and just do your research. Bring it. You need to have a smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, you're really at a disadvantage. Most people do have smartphones today. So take your time. Games can be good. If they're sealed, you can do really good. If you want to count all the pieces and make sure they're there, you can do that. So games are good. I think games, there is definitely a market for games. So take your time. Look at the game section. You can do really well. I've made a lot of money in games. Tariff cards, I made a lot of money with tariff cards. Recently, I picked one up for $3, sold it for $80. So you can make a lot of money on certain things. For the majority of it, as you know, if it was that great, everybody would be doing it, right? So the hard part is learning what to buy, what not to buy, and just leave it there because you get caught up in the moment. We all get caught up like, oh, who's grabbing what and who's taking what? Oh, yeah, I want that. They took it. Forget that. Move the emotion away. Only use logic, okay? Black & Decker, it doesn't work. And half the stuff doesn't work, so you can't return it most of the time. It's garbage. Here's the old printers you can't use. Now, this Yamaha, I should have bought this, okay? This was $20, a little high, okay? It's heavy, the only downfall for it. But here's the shot, here's a screenshot of it. $85 without the remote control. That's a good deal, plus $23. I should have picked it up myself, but I was busy making a video. There's a nice one right there for you. That one, if it works, there's a good flip right there. Clean it up a little bit and sell it. Printers can be really good too if they're in the box, and if they work, you can make a lot of money in old vintage printers. Keyboards are okay. So certain things have options. Old VHS players, okay, VCRs, old DVD, Blu-ray DVDs. People like those still. Those are still pretty popular. Sold one the other day for like $30. So if you pay $2, $3, it's okay, but you can't pay $20. I mean, here's one for $5, but that's just common. Very, very common. All right, so clothes, everything. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow the channel. You'll see different videos that I'm going to be doing in different categories. I'm just going to show you a little bit about everything. Hopefully, I can help you learn a little bit about what to do when you're in these thrift stores. Check out all the other videos online. I have hauls, auction hauls, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's what I do here. So I'm hoping to help you and bring you some value and teach you a little bit about what to do. So I appreciate your time as always. I hope you learned something today, and let me know if you did. I really appreciate that as well. And I thank you, and I'll see you at the next one.